The February 27th, 2017 Board of Adjustment meeting is now called to order. For the information of the public, the Board of Adjustment is an impartial body made up of residents of the town of Prescott Valley who volunteer their times and efforts and are guided by state and local rules and regulations. When you speak to the board, please state your name and address for the record. Only one person may speak at a time, and all remarks must be addressed to the board as a whole. We will recognize town employees who are present. Fernando Gonzalez, Code Enforcement Supervisor. Carrie Stutte, Administrative Support. May I ask if Carrie would call the roll?
Member Johnson. Chairperson Shimon.
Here.
Member Gamble.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Kyle. Member Wood.
Here.
Since we do not have a full board present at tonight's meeting pursuant to Article 1329-060, you, Mr. Gonzalez, have the right to request that your item be deferred to a future meeting date when a full five-member board is present. A board approval or denial requires a majority of votes. The motion will not pass if there is less than a majority affirmative votes. Please make this request known before we hear your application.
I wish to continue.
Thank you. May I have a motion, or have we revisions or amendments to the meeting minutes of February 27th? Hearing none, I would ask for a motion that the February 27th, 2017 minutes be approved as submitted.
So moved.
May we have a voice vote call, please?
Chairperson Shimon. Member,
Yes.
Member Gamble.
Yes.
Member Wood.
Yes.
The minutes are approved as submitted. Have we any announcements from the staff or from the board?
I'd just like to reintroduce Lee Smith. He's our code enforcement officer for the town of Prescott Valley. He's here observing today and in the future may do a presentation before the board.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I will now, I'm not going to read the first item on the agenda. We've had roll call on the approval of minutes. The first item would be the election of officers. Since we do not have a full board, I would make a motion that we again postpone the election of officers until we have a full board present. May I have a second?
Second.
May I have a voice call vote?
Member Wood.
Yes.
Chairperson Shimon.
Yes?
And Member Gamble.
Yes.
Now we will go to the first item on the agenda, INT 17001. Upon the application of Fernando Gonzalez, Code Enforcement Supervisor for the town of Prescott Valley, a request for an interpretation of the setback requirements for Mingus West Unit 3. The project properties are located within the Mingus West subdivision, Prescott Valley. May we have the presentation from staff?
Yes, thank you, Chair, members. The Mingus West subdivision is actually an area within the town of Prescott Valley that's zoned R1L 18, 18 being the density district, which determines the setbacks for those properties. The 18th actually requires a minimum setback of 30 feet in the front, 30 in the rear, 15 on the side, and on an exterior street side, 15 feet, 10 on an interior lot line, which is one adjacent to another piece of property. Town Council back in 2005 amended the plat for the subdivision, Unit 1, and actually allowed them to be shorter setbacks, which is 25 feet, and 10 on the sides. Subsequently, Unit 3, which we're actually talking about today, has on the plat a verbiage that states that the setbacks are as noted, and in written form they are actually 25, 25, and 10. But it further discuss a diagram, and actually it's part of your packet. I blew that up for you in the Unit 3, and it shows in the diagram the setbacks being 30, 30, 10, and 15. The interpretation today that we're asking the board to make is actually to show that the council intended there to be a reduction in the setbacks of 25, 25, and 10 for the Mingus subdivision, units 1, 2, and 3. I also included in your packet units 1, 2, and 3 plats that do indicate the setback of 25, 25, and 10. So today, staff is actually asking that the board affirm staff's interpretation that the setbacks requested for Unit 3 of Mingus West subdivision be consistent with 1 and 2 and 4, and that they are supposed to be 25, 25, and 10 on the sides. Thank you.
Have any board members questions for Mr. Gonzalez? Have any board members comments to make concerning the matter before us?
I think it's kind of without too much discussion, he's trying to get the everything same as across the board for all the units.
I agree.
Is that correct?
What we're going to do is we're just doing the interpretation today for a matter of record, but we're looking forward in the future per your request, and we're going to go ahead and change the plat and get that amended through council for council action. But we wanted to make sure that right now we had something we can show and say, yes, this is what was the intended outcome of these plats.
So if we approve this, then you're using the minutes of this meeting to make some sort of a permanent change, is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez.
You're welcome.
Further discussion or comment? Hearing none, I would make a motion that the Board of Adjustment follow staff's interpretation of the setback requirements for Mingus West Unit 3 to be consistent with Mingus West Units 1, 2, and 4. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
May I have a voice vote, please?
Member Gamble?
Yes.
Member Wood?
Yes.
Chairperson Shimon?
Yes. I'm sorry, I made no call to the public.
That's okay. We can come back and actually re-engage the public, and then we can do the vote over again if you wish to do so.
All right. The chair is issuing a call to the public. Is anyone wishing to make a comment on the issue before the board? Hearing none and no further discussion by board members or comments, I would again make a motion that the Board of Adjustment affirms the staff's interpretation of the setback requirements for Mingus West 3 to be consistent with Mingus West Units 1, 2, and 4. May I have a second?
I'll second.
And may I again have a voice call vote?
Member Gamble?
Yes.
Chairperson Shimon?
Yes.
Member Wood?
Yes.
The motion carries. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the board at this time? Hearing no requests and there being no further business, I'll accept a motion to adjourn by a voice call vote.
Member Gamble?
Yes.
Member Wood?
Yes.
Chairperson Shimon?
Yes. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.